And the mystical seven, what does mystical mean? Mystical means in some way holy, it means supernatural, it means about the upper realms. That's what mystical is. So I'm sure those who are born on the number 7 date, whether you are, well, mine is 17, okay? I have a couple of sevens in my, I have 2 sevens on my birthday. And I experienced many magical things on a 7. Some magical things happened when it was a 4:30 a.m. Some magical things happened on a, like for example, how should I say this? My father, when I almost lost him, 1 week before, he had his heart failure. The number 7s, 7 and 1, appeared 1 week before it happened, telling me about his bed number and ward number in advance. Okay, the bed number and the ward number appeared to me. I had no idea what is this about. 711 710 came to me 1 week before anything happened, and there was a vision of a banyan tree. I thought, what does this mean? Until it happened, and then wow, he was hospitalized and everything matched. And not only that, the banyan tree, what did the banyan tree mean? The banyan tree was the tree of life. And we had a rather big bill, okay? We had a rather big bill because the hospital next to the home was a private hospital. And there was the only way for him to survive is to go to the nearest hospital. And the bill was rather large. And the bill had the numbers 7 and 1 in it. Okay? I can't disclose the exact number it is. I'll tell you it's large. Also because my father wanted to keep it private. So it was a large number with 7s and 1s in it. And that bill was completely cleared, almost magically, through some sale that just happened during the time he was sick. It was amazing. The exact amount that was needed to pay the bill was covered, and it was all 7 and 1s. The hospital number was 7, the hospital bed number was 7-1, ward number was 7-1. He also recovered perfectly, even though he was declared dead. He recovered. He came back to life. And that's what I thought. It's the number 7. Wow. And I wrote in my book, the mystical 7. And then when I had a visitation of an angel at 4:30 a.m., those who believe, and then I realized, wow, I need to go and pray every morning, 4:30 a.m. because I was woken up at that time, and somehow that message came through. You wake up and pray every morning, 4:30 a.m. And I did, most of the time. I can't say I'm exactly perfect, but yes, amazing things happened. And there were so many other 7 and 1s. So when people tell me that, can you cover on 7? I said, wow, you know, my whole life is based on that, especially the past few years, especially since I started seeking God. Okay? 7 is a holy number. And the day I decided to really, really seek God, that's when 7 and 1s were flooding into my life. 7 and 1s. Why 1? 1 is the new beginning. In fact, I have a video on my YouTube, which I speak about 1s, okay, and 7, and I think also 11. Yes, 1 is beginning. And so So figure it out. 1 is beginning, okay? I was constantly seeing that number, and then 7 is a holy number. So it could also mean that it is the beginning of perhaps holiness of yourself. And why do these numbers appear? Do you know? What do you think? Why do you think these numbers appear? Is it because you are somehow drawn to those numbers? You're attracted to those numbers? You're always thinking about 7 and 1 that the number appears? That perhaps it's just a thought process or something that's psychosomatic? I'll tell you there's a couple of things, okay? One thing, I do explore this in my book, and I said is that angels do want to communicate with us, and vice versa. So how do they reach us? They reach us in a way that we resonate most with, and same with how God reaches us, okay? If you resonate with numbers, the angels will try to reach you through numbers. And it is especially significant if the numbers are repeated. Because when numbers are repeated, it's a sign that they're trying to catch your attention. Okay? So, yes. So if it's just a random then may not be messages from angels. But it was constantly again. And what I found for myself, it was the numbers were increasing in repetition as the days and the weeks passed. So for me, at one time it was 111 and then 1111 and then 11. It would repeat like maybe a few times a month, and then repeat a few times a week, and then it repeated like a few times a day. And I thought, wow, it was an acceleration, quickening, probably a quickening, that more and more things were happening. And it's true, more and more things were happening. So angels around me saying that, hey, we're taking care of things for you. Because 1 is the beginning of something. And if it's 1 is always happening again and again, it means you are starting something new and something big. And I knew that was happening. Throughout a time when I was writing, 111s were, oh my God, was flooding into my life. And the 7s. So now when I look back, I don't get 111s now. I get 222s. When I look back, I say, hey, I'm not getting 111s anymore, because I already finished that new beginning. I started that beginning, the beginning of being an author, speaker in spiritual matters, life matters, about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And the past 1.5 years, 2 years, I no longer get 111s. I get 222s. And what does 222 is another thing altogether. So yes, messages from angels, but also one more thing. Not everything is just from angels. Look at your DNA. Okay, look at your DNA. Have you really studied how our DNA works? Do you know that our DNA contains binary code? Okay. Do you know that our DNA contains a sequence of alphabets which relate to numbers? And our DNA sometimes speaks to us. Okay? Within the DNA, there is a large proportion which is unreadable. About 70 to 80%. It's unreadable. And we call it junk DNA. That is where there is you could say, a dark matter. You could say God resides within that space. And there is this bouncing off of numbers coming out of that DNA speaking to us. So perhaps angels, perhaps our kingdom within. And now you think about it. Where are angels? Where are angels? Where are our angels? We carry the kingdom of God with us in our DNA. We carry our angels with us. When I'm walking there, I bring my angels with me. When I'm walking there, I bring my angels with me. So, yes, this information is coming to us. And for me, I've always resonated with numbers. So I was getting numbers. Yes, for some people, it will be something else. Okay? Now, the number 7, the other interesting thing about number 7, okay? Break it down. You break down number 7, you get 3 and 4. Okay? What does number 3 mean? 3 is the Trinity. It's also a holy number. Trinity represents God. Okay? Trinity is a representation of the Spirit, of God, and of man, the Son of Man. That's 3. And then 3 is also considered a social number. Okay? So from 3, you move to number 4. And number 4 has always been related to what? Massive change. Number 4, 40 days in the desert. Number 4 is the 4 faces of God, 4 chambers in the heart, 4 parts in the brain. Okay? The 4 veils. You know, our brain has 4 chambers, just like the heart has 4 chambers. And those are related to the veils. Okay? In the brain, when you move up the frequencies, something opens up. And you move up the frequency again, another part of the brain opens up. 0 to 432 hertz and then beyond. So number 4 is transformation, change. So as you open up the veils, something gets revealed. And then there's a change in you. And your eyes open up. It's an awakening. So number 4 is something which 4 and 4T is something which really applies to most of the religions, I believe. Christianity talks about number 4, 40 days. We have 40-day fasting. Okay? 40 days when something massive change happens. So 3 and 4. 3 is the Trinity, and 4 is the metamorphosis, the transformation. 3 and 4, you add it up, 7. 7 is the presence of God. Okay? So the 3 is the knowing of God. 4 is the transformation. And added up, 7 is the presence of God. So when I went through those experiences of transformation, I felt the presence of God. And that's why 7 was just flooding into my life. And yes, that's my explanation. So I hope that clarifies those who asked about the number 7. I think you should embrace it with excitement and take it as a sign to start spending more time with God, because presence of God is there. You just need to tap onto Him. Okay? Write down your experiences. Write down what you see during those times. Because when there's a presence of God, visions and dreams will also escalate. So what I did is I started sketching. I have a lot of sketches of my visions and sometimes some of my dreams. So I sketched it out. I kept it with me all the time. And I put quite a few of them actually in my book. But I have many more of them. And it's great because when you sketch it out, later on you can go back and reflect on it. And you think about it, hey, what does this mean? And when there's a presence of God, you are going to get so much guidance. This is such a crucial time. So you must write it down. You must don't think that it's not important. That no, it's just a small thing. I'm just imagining. Not really. When it's repeated and it's increasing, it's not something you imagine. It is real. All right. So if anybody has any other questions, I thank you very much. I had another topic somebody asked for. What happens when a mess starts? Okay. I would like to talk about that in another day. Okay. I will have to reflect on that one. Okay. Hi Lily. So we're just going to end this session, and anything, if any of you are facing that experience of the Holy Seven, feel free to send me a private message and write a comment and so on. I encourage you to read my book. I talk a lot about the mystical seven, and like I said, don't take it lightly. It's really very, very exciting. It was the most exciting time in my life when I was receiving sevens. Most exciting, most magical time of my life. Okay? My website, tahiramirkhan.com, and the YouTube channel. Please, everyone, subscribe to the new YouTube channel. Just look for Tahira Amir Sultan Khan. That's my full name. Okay? And just click subscribe. Thank you very much.